Any sports fan can give you their biased opinions or rattle off obscure trivia that impress drunken guys at a bar. But for sports news and insight that goes beyond the headlines, we read firstandtensports.com. On one site, we get fantasy football advice, unique coverage of the NFL, the NBA, international football and combat sports, pop culture and style news guys appreciate, and profiles and photos of some of the hottest women online. With the NBA Finals, the NFL Draft, and the World Cup right around the corner, First and 10 Sports is a must-read. At least you'll meet some of the hottest female sports personalities and wags, wives and girlfriends, from around the world. First and 10 Sports is on Instagram and Facebook at First and 10 Sports and at Twitter at First_10_sports.
The excitement in the booth.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the New York Sports Extra podcast. My name's Nick, back along with my co-hosts Joe and Ambro, and today we're going to break down opening weekend. Opening weekend has come and gone for the Mets and the Yankees, so let's start off with the Yankees. They won the first two games up in Toronto pretty handedly. It's really around the third game where things started to go awry for them. Especially in the back end of the bullpen with Dellin Betances. He gave up the home run to Solarte, which I believe tied the game, or maybe gave him the lead, I'm not sure, but we also saw him uncork that terrible throw home when Pollard tried to steal. Because of this, a lot of Yankee fans are very concerned about Dellin Betances. Amber, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's only the first weekend of the year. People, I think, are overreacting a bit. I think Betances just has to kind of figure it out. He has some time too. But I do think the Yankees need to figure out a better way to put him in better situations. They could have used different arms in that situation, and they knew that, I understand that it's early and you want to get guys ready to go and comfortable. But I think it's a perfect opportunity to see what you have, throughout your bullpen instead of just throwing Betances. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think they should have went with maybe a Canely or a Chad Green arm in that situation. But I understand because Betances is expected for that role. So I don't blame Aaron Boone, but I would like them to use more of their bullpen arms.
Do you think Betances is locked in as the eighth inning pitcher, or do you think they're trying to go off matchups, or do you think there's someone else maybe?
I think the Yankees are set with certain guys having certain roles, but I think with that being said that there's open opportunity for everyone to fill roles. I don't think going into the year there was a set group of guys in different roles. I mean, they have an idea of who they want in the eighth inning, the seventh inning, the ninth inning, but people have to win jobs. So we'll see what happens with them.
Right. Joe, your thoughts on Dellin Betances?
Yeah, actually, just going off what Joe said, it's too early in the season to judge on Betances. We saw last season with Girardi using Betances very minorly in the bullpen, just as a tool, like we're saying. These guys have to find their role in the offense. And that's what Girardi did for most of last year. He kept Betances hidden in the bullpen. And we saw him come alive towards the end of the playoffs, So right. I think Aaron Boone's experimenting now. We literally just saw third game of the Toronto series. Aaron Judge was center field. Today, Giancarlo Stanton was left field. So it's experiment. The Yankees knew they could win this series easily. But they split it down the middle, 2-2. So they're trying to play around. I think it's good to start off now and do that rather than find it in the end of the season. I think we can all agree.
Absolutely.
It's just a trial and error at the beginning of the year and see what's the strongest position they have.
Right. So speaking of Aaron Boone and bullpen and matchups, I don't know if you guys saw, but today there was an instance where there was runners at second and third, 2 outs. I believe the Yankees were up, and Boone decided to intentionally walk Donaldson because they thought Smoke versus Robertson was a better matchup, and obviously Robertson, or rather Justin Smoke, took him deep for the grand slam. What do you think of this? Do you think this is a matchup thing? Do you think that fans are going to overreact with Boone now? What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, you know how big of a game, how big analytics has become in the game. So
Almost too big.
Yeah. I mean, some guys just need to, in my opinion, just go with their gut instead of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes, you have to have some want in some guys. I don't think that they have. I think the Blue Jays didn't stack up good enough against the Yankees for them to take 2 games, but I think it's a learning experience at this point. The Yankees have a long time. It's only what, 4 games?
4 games.
We'll see what happens.
158 to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys see what happened in Philly on opening day with Aaron Nola? I like analytics to a certain extent, but he took him out after 60 pitches. And then they blew the 5-run lead and they lost the game.
Why did they take him out of this? I never understood why. Did Kepler ever give a reason for that?
I'm not sure, but it was a matchup thing, or it was either a matchup thing, or they didn't want him to go more than 6. That's ridiculous, man. He's already on the hot seat, it seems, in Philly.
He threw 66 pitches, huh?
That's very bad. I don't want to say that.
That's not even.
New York is probably the biggest town when it comes to like media and fans. Like with Betances, fans are already concerned. They already want to trade him. Philly's a tough cookie. Also, those fans aren't very pleasant.
Those people are crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Joe, what were your thoughts on Aaron Boone's decision to walk Donaldson? I
think in a situation like that, you guys are all looking, like you just said before, the game's looking at analytics. Maybe we can throw in, Tommy Kahnle, Chad Green. But I think Aaron Boone's trying to get this team prepared for the playoffs, because we saw last season, they made the playoffs. Everyone has high expectations this season for them to make the playoffs. Is there a doubt in my mind the Yankees will make the playoffs if they're healthy? Absolutely not. So I think Aaron Boone's just trying to get guys prepared. And by putting David Robinson in a situation like that, down the line, maybe David Robinson's in Game 7 of the bottom of the 9th, or the top of the 9th, whatever,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, I think he knows now not to walk Donaldson to pitch to Smoke if that ever happens in the playoff game.
Well, Smoke was killing him all series.
Yeah, Smoke had a good series. A good game today. He had 2 home runs, I think. 6
He's a very underrated player. He's got a lot of power.
He's good, man. He's good.
I'm glad we're actually talking about that, because did you guys see Tyler Austin during the series?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Couple moonshots.
That was ripping the cover off it.
I think Yankee fans can expect a lot out of Tyler Austin. I had high hopes for him 2 seasons, I think it was, when him and Aaron Judge came up that one day and they both hit a home run on their debut back-to-back.
Right, yeah.
I love Tyler Austin. So
yeah.
I definitely see Tyler Austin. What are your guys' opinion on that? Like I just said, Tyler Austin, first baseman, maybe?
I think the Yankees have an opportunity here with their first baseman, because so I know Greg Bird is like what the organization wants, right? But sometimes what you want always isn't what's best. So maybe, Greg Bird, he gets hurt all the time, he's injury prone. Tyler Austin could be your saving grace. He could be fill in and turn out to be what you wanted in Greg Bird, but actually stays on the field.
That would be crucial if he could stay on the field.
Right?
He didn't play today, though, which is kind of strange to me. Neil Walker played first today. Do you think that was a matchup thing?
It's expendable. They needed to play. I think Walker's going to be playing a lot more than people think.
And Duhart played DH.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, who played third? Drury?
Drew, yeah.
Yeah, I think they look at him more as a bat than anything. So, in that case, I think it's better off.
Well, I mean, they did have Stanton in left field, so you can say Andujar at DH, Stan left field, Judge right field, Gardner leading off, not Power.
Yeah.
How did Judge look in center field? I didn't catch that game. How
I
did he
didn't
look?
catch that, but I remember seeing the play, unfortunately, of Billy McKinney running into the wall.
Yeah,
And Judge running after that. So, he wasn't too far out of the play. Sorry, Billy McKinney. Judge wasn't like a
He's not your traditional center fielder, though.
second away maybe from catching the ball.
Yeah.
But
I think I saw a stat that he was the tallest person ever to start a center field game.
yeah,
Pretty
tying that stat. So
You gotta just stay healthy.
That's a big thing.
I didn't like Michael, to be honest.
Prone in center field though.
Who, Judge?
Yeah, you got more ground to cover.
I have no idea why Boone was putting Judge in center field. I think he should stay far away from that. I didn't like the decision at all.
Definitely a strange one.
You can move Gardner to center field. I think he's your best outfielder. So
He's a better center fielder,
and you could
definitely.
protect Judge and Stanton in left and right. You know what I mean? Like you're throwing out Judge in center field, more of a chance to get hurt, and you don't need that right now. Especially in the beginning of the year. I don't know.
My worry is the defense, though. Like we said, Stanton in left field. We saw him in spring training. Not the
Stanton's
best
not
defensive
like
glove.
Stanton's a good fielder.
Yeah, Stanton with the
Non-left-field
Marlins, he hasn't shown any bad defensive capability. I don't think he's that bad.
No,
Then
he's
again,
pretty good.
He's injury prone, Stanton. So
Yep.
it's another. You just run the risk again when you put him out there. So I mean, who knows?
Do you think we'll see Stanton in center field, maybe?
No, no.
Next thing you know, Aaron Judge is playing first base.
Put Gary Sanchez in center field.
Oh, yeah. All right, so some of the positives that you can take from the Yankees opening series. Stanton, first at bat, first home run. Did you expect anything else?
It's such a Yankee thing, right?
It's such a Yankee thing. Man.
Such a Yankee thing. It's that
Over the
first
wall.
Yeah.
See
Michael
ya.
Bay, forget it.
How about that John Sterling call? Did you guys hear that?
Oh my God, it was terrible.
You really think it was terrible?
Nick,
the first half, the Italian half, was a little cringeworthy, but the Stantonian home run, I like that. That was nice.
Nick, come on, that thing. Was brutal.
Joe, what were your
Stevie
thoughts?
Wonder
I'm a big John Sterling fan. I love his stuff, but like that was brutal.
I think if Stevie Wonder was watching the game, could have made a better call.
Oh my!
I saw one on Twitter and I thought it was really good. It was like, when the ball hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's Giancarlo. That's amazing. Come on. That's so much better than the
Seventh inning stretch song at Yankee Stadium.
I think that's so much better than the other one.
Man, John Sterling is one of a kind, man. I don't think he's the best, actual play-by-play guy, but he's entertaining to listen to.
I remember when he had to switch Nick Swishers. I forgot what the original one was, but he said something about mentioning saying something about his fat or something, something stupid like that. And Swisher totally shot it down and asked him to change it, and he changed it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that, but I don't know.
What's your favorite John Sterling home run call?
I like the it's an A-bomb from A-Rod. I think that's classic.
It's a classic one,
Yeah.
I like you're on the mark to Shara.
Yeah.
You can bank on Chase. He has some good ones, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another big positive from the Yankees, Brandon Drury. So he hit a bomb today. Looking pretty good with the bat, and if he can continue to be a Swiss Army knife for the Yankees, he's going to be very valuable going down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they got him for, to be that Swiss Army knife player, because they really didn't bring him in for his bat, right? I think they brought him in more because of his glove. But, you're never going to turn down a bat, right?
Right. No, he definitely showed a lot of potential early last season in Arizona to be a very quality hitter, but he kind of dropped off towards the second half. What can you see him playing in the future? Let's say when Gleyber Torres and Andujar are both up.
He'll probably fit Neil Walker's role right now, kind of moving all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Has he played first base before?
I'm sure he can learn to play.
I'm pretty sure he is a first guy.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that it's easy, but I feel like Drury is one of those guys that you could probably throw anywhere and he can probably learn them. I mean, give him some reps in first, in spring training, and he'll eventually catch on.
I think from a business standpoint, if we're looking at like Neil Walker and Brandon Drury, Miguel Andujar, at the All-Star break, if Neil Walker's really producing like good solid numbers,
you get rid of him.
You can move him.
You get rid of him 100%.
And you call Andujar up, and you call, we see maybe a possible Gleyber Torres. We discussed it in the last podcast. But if Gleyber Torres comes up and he has a good season for the Yankees and he can get playoff experience, what's the end of the possibility there? And if they get something even good in return for Neil Walker,
well, you could possibly get a starter for Neil Walker.
I don't see why you would trade Neil Walker.
Would you guys?
Because I think Drury could fill that role.
Right, but you still want Walker just for injury insurance.
No, I get what you're saying, but the Yankees are so deep.
Yeah, they're so deep. They don't. You can say they're so deep they don't need to trade Walker.
But I think if the price is right, especially if he produces at a good enough rate, another team is going to want him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something to consider, but
yeah, because I think the priority is pitching. I think if you could package Walker and probably a prospect, who knows?
Clint Frazier, I'm telling you.
Yeah. How's you doing with the concussion? Any idea?
And another one that can't stay off.
Just hanging out with Billy McKinney.
He had a great chance with Ellsbury out, now McKinney. He had a great chance to be on this team right now, but the injury bug, man. Very disappointing.
It's the name of the game. It happens to a lot of good players, and it's a shame.
Another big positive from the first two wins, Severino and Tanaka both pitched very well. Very well. That's going to be a big X factor, especially Tanaka, man. He was not very good during the regular season last year. He needs to have a bounce back year.
Who pitched yesterday and today? I'm sorry.
CC and Sonny.
Yeah.
CC and who pitched today?
Sonny.
Sonny's a huge X factor.
Sonny, I think today is a different liability. You can see the Yankees put Austin Romine in. We were just talking about it. Stealing home base.
Did someone have the what's it called? The line for both of them?
Yeah, Gray went 4 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts.
How many pitches? 4 innings.
I'm not sure, but they went to Green for a few.
See, that's another thing. They're gonna run their bullpen into the ground.
Yeah.
How many pitches he had? 88.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I had to imagine it was up there though. Gray's always been
4 innings.
That's not good, man.
You gotta stretch your guys out.
You gotta go.
You don't gotta stretch your guys out, but I'm saying you gotta be able to for your starters to go long.
I think Sonny Gray's problem that he faces is getting a lot of guys on that 3-2 count. And
he's throwing too many pitches.
Pushing the game to just a 3-2.
He's got to focus on getting the first strike. He's got to get ahead of guys, I feel like he's always behind.
Good,
man. That's not good at all.
So CC's line was 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not a bad outing, but again,
it's not bad at all.
Ideally, you'd want your starters to go at least 6 innings.
5 to 6, but the Yankees have, a good enough bullpen to get through 5. That's, I think, what they were aiming at. 5 to 6 is fine for them. I think CC's fine. I mean, do you really expect anything better than CC? You know what I mean? So. All
right, so the Yankees will be starting it's a 2-game set with 1 off day in between at the stadium. Opening day at Yankee Stadium, Rays and Yankees. Jordan Montgomery is going to go against Pruitt. I'm not even sure who that is, to be honest. You guys know him?
I think it was a kid that they got in a trade for Longoria, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know.
I think so. I'm not positive, but
Second game, though, I think it's, what is it, Wednesday? Second game, 1 o'clock game at the stadium. It's going to be Archer-Severino, so that should be
wow.
a very interesting matchup. Severino pitched great opening day, by the way, man.
Hey, listen, when you can hit 100 and have your off speed,
I think they took him out early, too. Like in the 6th. Do you know?
I think it's all pitch count. You know, it's just so big nowadays. I mean, if he's over 100 pitches, that's, like I said before, it's only the first series of the year. I don't think they want to stretch out their guys that much. But 4 innings is 4 innings.
You would definitely want to take your guys out after 100 or 68 if you're Gabe Kapler. Yeah. So, any final thoughts on the Yankees?
We'll be fine moving forward. Everyone's already getting that boon for the decisions. It'll be fine.
All right.
Looking forward to a great season. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Now we're going to talk about the Mets. So, it went 2-1 on opening weekend. Beat the Cardinals the first 2 games. Lost today. The final match, I think probably the biggest news that we've heard for the Mets is that Conforto is actually leaving Port St. Lucie today to come back to New York to join the Mets. Originally, we thought he was going to be back by May 1st, right? And we thought it was probably going to take longer than that. But he is way ahead of schedule, almost a month ahead of schedule. Do you think he'll be back by Thursday to start the series against Washington?
I think they need to be really careful. If he's ready to go and he's cleared, I mean, why not? But I don't think the rehab stint is necessary either. I think he's been working out enough with the team that he could come on and play. But I don't know. I think they should take it a little slow, especially because he's very important to the franchise moving forward. You don't want to ruin him. So we'll see But I like Conforto in the lineup earlier than, what was it, May 1st?
May 1st, yeah.
Right? It just adds a whole nother element to the team. Another big bat. So
absolutely. He was strides ahead of the curve for a while. He even got into some spring training games there at the end as a DH.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know if they see it as enough game time, but I don't know. I would take some serious consideration.
I think they should just take baby steps with Conforto.
Yeah, and I don't see the reason.
Don't play him every game. Maybe you could switch him in and out because we saw opening day. They had a great opening day. Everyone had a hit. Brendan Nemo had a hit.
Yep.
So
everyone except Cabrera had a hit.
Except for Cabrera, yeah. So I think they should just look as for liability reasons. Keep Conforto. I know Met fans would love to have Conforto in Citi Field tomorrow, but it's a process. And
you gotta trust him.
You can't rush
the process.
Yeah,
you can't rush it.
Yeah. So when Conforto comes back, do you guys think that he's going to go back to the leadoff spot, or do you think he's going to bat somewhere in the 3 area, maybe 4?
I think he fits more in the 3 spot, and you could put Bruce at the 4 and then Frazier at 5. That's one hell of a lineup.
You see, if this was me, I'd split up the lefties. I'd put Frazier 4. Or did you say Frazier 4? You said Bruce 4.
I put Frazier at 5 and then Bruce at 4. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, but look, I think, but if I like the beginning of the lineup. I like the Cabrera 1, Cespi 2. Yeah. Even if you wanna back Conforto at leadoff, I'm not opposed to that either.
I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of Conforto batting leadoff. I really never was.
I just like the idea.
I've always seen him as an RBI guy. So I want him to bat in that 3 spot. Yeah,
but then again, you have guys in the beginning of, the core of your lineup to have the RBI guys. So you have to enable so you want your 7, 8, 9 guys to get on, and then Conforto to drive them in. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough RBI hitters in the lineup, in my eyes, that you could, pick and choose where you want to put them.
Sure.
And I like the fact that Conforto always gets on. Conforto's a great hitter when it comes to that. He hits for average, he's good. And he'll hit the occasional leadoff bomb, because he's got the power. So, I don't know. Wherever you want to put him, I think he fits. Just don't bury him in the bottom.
What's your ideal batting order if Conforto leads off?
You talking to me?
In general, you guys.
Yeah, when you take the lead.
Yeah, I like the Conforto 1. I think Cespedes 2. You could probably put Cabrera at 3, Bruce at 4, Frazier at 5, the catcher spot at 6. Could probably put. I mean, if Gonzalez is playing, you put 7. You could put the pitcher at 8, or you could put Rosario at 8, and then you switch 8 and 9 with Rosario and the pitcher. And I think that's fine.
How do you guys feel about that? About the pitcher batting 8th?
The 8th pitcher, yeah. You know what? I think it's smart, but then you scratch your head when you see it, when you first look at it, but then you think about it and you're like, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
We saw it work on opening day with Rosario. I believe there's a situation where Noah bunted 2 guys over and he got the 2-run single and he came through, so it definitely worked there. But
I think the best thing that Mickey's done is put Cespe in the 2-hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I was opposed to that at first, but I think that's I
think that's the new trend. People are hitting.
It is.
The Yankees.
Power guy at 2.
Judge at 2.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, to me, the 2 spot was always, for me, reserved to your best contact hitter. Maybe a Murphy back in the day. He was with the Mets.
You could put Conforto with the 2.
You could. You absolutely could.
And move Cespedes back to the 4,
Interchangeable.
Yeah, I mean, they have options. So we'll see what happens.
Compare and contrast, though. I like how you just said that, though, with the lineup. Compare and contrast with, the Yankees and the Mets and how they're looking at their lineup. You see Brett Gardner in first, you see Judge at second. Then you got Michael Conforto first, and then Cespedes at second.
I don't think, obviously the Yankees have the 2 monsters, 3 monsters at the core of their lineup. But, the Mets have power, too, and they have really good, solid home run hitters, which they can move in and out. And I think, I think Conforto's better than Brett Gardner, but I think they're the same, in the sense of how they play the game, those tough little hits, and then occasional power, and it always gets on,
Well, I think Conforto's more of a slugger than Gardner, but I get
I agree, but you know what I'm saying? The same type of guy that you want in your lineup, because he always, he's a good hitter.
You know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I do think Conforto has more time to develop, which is, surprising. But I think Conforto. Yeah, I think Conforto hasn't hit his stride yet.
Oh no, definitely not.
Which is exciting.
I think ideally Met fans would probably want Ahmed Rosario to be the leadoff guy just because he has that speed. He's more of a traditional leadoff hitter, but he's got to work on his pitch
selection.
Yeah,
he's swinging at some questionable pitches.
He's looked good. He's looked good with the bat though.
I like him in the 9-hole. Because you don't, you kind of protect a guy like that.
Yeah. You don't expect it. Second, like Nick, you just said literally second unit.
I think it protects him more than if in the leadoff. If he's 9-hole.
Yeah, you don't want to give him the pressure.
The pressure's not on him.
Exactly. Yeah.
He didn't hit well when he was up here last year.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to ease it off. The kid's been hitting the ball.
Yeah, he looks more comfortable.
I think he's
What does he have, 4 RBIs?
I think he was 4 for 8 or 9 in the series, which is fine. 4 hits, couple RBIs.
Drove in the 1 run today.
Yeah.
Hey,
Rosario in the lineup is like a dark horse. I really do think that. And the fact that Rosario, when you last season we said he didn't bat as good. there wasn't a passion there for him to do good. He was a September call-up.
Yeah,
This
I
season-
mean,
You could look at it that way. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't forget, he's still 22 years old. He has a ring, so I have no doubt
That's
he's
true.
gonna
So there's
develop
also
into a
the
good hitter.
development.
Yeah. Another promising thing, he drew a walk. I believe it was yesterday, which was something that he very rarely did last season. So
And again, that's why I don't want him in the leadoff spot.
yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
bury him in the leadoff spot. You know,
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I don't see the reason in burying the kid. May get him, confidence, but he's learning. He's still young. He's got to learn to take, his pitch selection. He'll learn. Eventually, he'll get it. But was he been in the majors for 3 months? 2 months?
And a cup of coffee last year, and
Yeah.
this year. What are your guys' thoughts on the bullpen so far? Obviously, a big X factor going into the season. Pitched pretty well. First 2 games, very well actually. The first 2 games. Seawald kind of struggled today in rain, gave up a home run. But overall, what have your guys' thoughts been on the bullpen?
I like Swarzak.
Right, but he went down with that left oblique injury.
Did they give you an update on that? Did they?
I don't As of right now, I don't believe so. I saw something that said he was going to be on the 60-day DL, but that turned out to be an April Fool's joke. So
Unreal.
it doesn't seem that
Wonderful.
serious.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that serious.
because
I
he
think
said it himself.
Yeah,
That I didn't.
it
Think,
was his decision to come out of the game, to call over the trainer. But he looked very good. Opening day, he looked excellent.
I think what we're kind of pushing to the side, and we shouldn't, is Robert Gazelman.
Mm-hmm.
Gazelman was lights out.
Going into the season, I think everyone thought Gazelman was going to be a sort of long guy, like a Chad Green type. But opening day, Mickey brought him in the 7th, and he came and struck out the side.
I thought he was going to be in
middle reliever.
Vegas to start the year.
Oh, well, they sent Zach Wheeler down.
Well, who knows?
Were you surprised by that? Were you surprised by that?
that they sent Zach Wheeler down?
Yeah.
No, I mean they said it from the beginning. They're going to go with their best guy, and that's the way it should be. There is no veterancy. Zach Wheeler hasn't done anything in the major leagues to say, okay, he deserves a spot.
Okay.
Yeah, the talent's there. We all saw it, but he hasn't done anything, at least in my eyes, to say, okay, he's hurt. He's had a bad spring. He'll still make the team. No,
He's definitely shown flashes, but
Yeah.
he's also, like we talked about earlier with Sonny Gray, he throws way too many pitches, man. When he was starting, I believe was it 2 years ago? Before the Tommy John, every game he pitched, he threw 100 pitches by the 5th inning.
He gets so
He has to be more
frustrated.
efficient. Yeah.
When he doesn't get a call, he gets frustrated, and you can see it. It's terrible.
Yeah. He's definitely got to work on his composure.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Swarzak. What are your thoughts on Familia?
He just makes it harder for himself.
Honestly, I think
Is it just me? As it always seems that Familia gets it done, but he just does something to make it interesting.
oh my god, he is.
Oh my god!
He is one of the most frustrating pitchers I've ever seen in my life.
I have to sit on the edge of my seat.
You white
every
knuckle on
time.
the side of your seat every time he goes out there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, man!
Do you remember that one year, I think, what was it, 2016 when they went to the wild card? Every single game he came in, he would either load the bases or
Yeah.
give up hits to the front, and he got out of it every time.
Yeah,
It was
He just-
unbelievable.
maybe he just feels
He's-
better like that. I don't know.
He's the opposite of Zach Wheeler. He has more composure when he has guys on base.
He walks.
That's strange. That's very
He
strange.
walks the first batter.
Almost every time.
It's cringeworthy. I hate that.
2016 season, I couldn't count on both my hands how many times he would start off 3-0 to the first batter. It was almost every time.
Remember when in 15 when they went to a World Series and during the regular season, Familia would always throw strikes.
Yeah.
He would always throw strikes. Even if they got on base, whatever, he'd always throw strikes. I think he's kind of gotten away from it. I think he's kind of scared to do it now. But I don't know.
Similar
I
to
like
Kansas in a way. He's very
Yeah.
quick when he's on his game, but he has issues with, composure and control.
Confidence. You gotta gain some confidence with this guy.
You think he's still a little shook from his playoff blunders in the past? You think that affects him still?
No, I just
should be a learning curve.
Yeah, I think it's
definitely a learning curve at this point, especially with Mickey Callaway coming in, a pitching coach.
He'll be fine. He'll be all right.
You know, in that 2015 World Series, he didn't really pitch bad at all. You know, besides the quick pitch to Gordon, he, for the most part, pitched pretty well in the World Series, just, was unfortunately, Murphy errors and, fluky hits and whatnot, but...
He's got to get back to just throwing strikes. He's getting too pretty with it. And he throws... Well, the issue with Familia, too, is I think he's lost a little movement on his fastball.
The sinker?
The fastball, too. It's a straight fastball, He's got no, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so when you throw 100 miles an hour, a straight fastball with no movement, the hitter's going to take you 400 feet easy.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're throwing a four-seamer, you got to have a little movement on your fastball. If it's a straight line, it's the same thing with Robles. Robles has no movement on his fastball. That's why they take him deep. Everyone knows that if you've hit a flat fastball, it's, but he's got to get back to using his speed, his sinker.
Mm-hmm. Going back to opening day, I think Syndergaard has a little movement on his fastball also. He started throwing a little bit of a sinker on opening day.
Yeah, bro, he had a 96-mile-an-hour sinker.
That's pretty good.
Is that even possible? Pretty good?
I guess, yeah.
Pretty good? You go up there and hit a 96-mile-an-hour sinker.
What were your thoughts on Syndergaard on opening day? Obviously gave up the 4 runs, but I thought he still pitched very well.
Well, I mean, you kind of expected him to pitch well, right?
Yeah.
Syndergaard.
10 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean...
Strikeouts are good.
I think
that was 5 innings also.
The runs have to stop, Can't give up all the runs, but...
Yeah. Yadi Molina with the home run because...
You're not used to Syndergaard giving up 4 runs. Since when?
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what he does the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. One guy that pleasantly surprised me opening day in this opening series, Adrian Gonzalez. The first game, what did he go? 2 for 3 with 2 walks? Right? He drove in that pivotal run in the 5th. Do you think, is there a possibility that he'd last the whole season with the Mets at first base?
Well, I guess he won't be showing up late to meetings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, again, he's got back issues, and back issues are never good. So, I mean, I hope the best. If he produces and he stays healthy, then, it's good for us.
That's the thing, though, because the Mets have a good contingency plan when it comes to first base. They can play Flores there, possibly Bruce, maybe Frazier. So they have some good insurance, to keep him fresh throughout the whole season.
I mean, Wilmer's going to play a whole lot of first base.
Yeah, I imagine he's probably going to play first base every time they face a lefty.
Right? I don't see why not. So I think it's possible. They just got to keep an eye on him.
He looked really good, man. Opening day.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. I was listening to a post-game interview with him, and he said, "You know what? I always do really bad in spring training, but now the fans really, get me in that mood. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting." Joe, what were your thoughts on Egon?
I've actually heard about Adrian Gonzalez, and we all talk about bringing in guys like Adrian Gonzalez and Todd Frazier for their veteran presence.
Sure.
But I've heard Adrian Gonzalez isn't a great locker room guy. In Kansas City, I heard there was multiple reports he wasn't a friendly teammate per se.
Dodgers.
In Los Angeles.
Dodgers. My bad.
Thinking of Duda.
And yeah, we need Duda in the Mets, right?
Opening day, 3-run homer, of course. He's going to help the Royals win another World Series.
So, if Adrian Gonzalez doesn't turn out for the Mets, I don't see him staying.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think he's got a short leash.
He could be a big X factor. If he could let's say he could do 3/4 of what he did his 2 years ago, he's a productive player.
You know what? I'm actually looking at this right now, and I'm thinking, two baseball parks and two boroughs with the same situation. You got Neil Walker and you got Adrian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Which one works out better?
Well, I think Walker, because he's more of a Swiss Army type. He can play multiple positions in the infield. But we'll see. We'll see. It's still very early. Very early. So, the Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. Pretty good result. And tomorrow they're going to be starting a 3-game set with the Philadelphia Phillies. Matt Harvey is going to be pitching the first game of what's to be an extremely pivotal season for him. How do you think he's going to fare, Ambro?
Well, I hope he does well. I was always on Harvey's side. He pitched well in spring. I think Philly's lineup matches well, but Harvey, I think he's got a good shot at pitching a good game. We'll see where it goes. He's just got to take it game by game. He's just got to, he's got to compete. I think he's more healthy than he has been in the past 3 years. So, that's a big help, obviously.
If he gives you 6 innings tomorrow, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts, you'd be happy with that?
Yeah, for your fourth guy.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
What about you, Joe? What do you think? Joe?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you guys saying?
What are your thoughts on Matt Harvey going into his season debut tomorrow?
No, Matt Harvey, I think this is a big season for him. All Met fans can agree. This is a make it or break it season.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Mets want that pressure on Matt Harvey, because a guy like that to this franchise, he kind of did mean something to them. So I really hope he does have a good season, but it's not going good for him, Maybe Zach Wheeler comes in and Matt Harvey's out of here.
That would be something. I definitely have to be happy about that situation from Wheeler's perspective, but not so much from Harvey's. I think if you can expect something close to what he did in 2015, I'd be very happy with that.
I think they're looking at Matt Harvey this year to produce 2013 Matt Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to.
I don't think he'll get back to that, but I think even if you get 65-70% of 2013 Matt Harvey, it's still an elite arm.
I don't know about elite, but I'll take it. You're really looking at him to be a middle of the pack type guy for you. You're not looking for him to be that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I think he has the capability of coming back and just completely just being the Cy Young Matt Harvey we know.
Really?
He just has that. He's got to get back.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
How hard was he throwing in spring?
96, 97?
That's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't 98, 99 when he was pitching, but his breaking stuff is 10 times better than what I've seen in the past 2 years. He's got bite on his curve. He's got I don't know, his secondaries look so much better than they were.
Do you think his struggles last year were due to the fact that he had that thoracic outlet and he's still trying to get used to himself?
I don't think he had complete feeling in his arm.
Yeah.
I think that was the big thing, and I think he kind of just tried to work through it, but it just wasn't happening. I don't think he could actually grip the ball.
Do you think any part of why he struggled so much the last few years was what happened in that Game 5 in the World Series? Does that have any effect on him?
I mean, it would have an effect on me. You work your whole life to get to that situation, and you just get, destroyed.
Didn't end well. That's for sure.
I don't know. I don't think it affects him. He's a pro. Well, hopefully for the best.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Another starting pitcher for the Mets, Steven Matz. What were your guys' thoughts of his start today? He went 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Not great, mediocre, I guess. But what were your guys' thoughts?
I think it's a reproduction of spring training, but You know, it's Matt Harvey. It's the Mets.
I didn't think he pitched bad. I didn't think he pitched well.
He was
pitched an average game.
Yeah.
The bats weren't really as alive, so you can't really blame him. But,
Cold day at Citi Field.
yeah.
Cold day.
Yeah, the offense looked pretty good the first two games. They were doing it without the
bad
home run,
today.
which is very promising. So we'll see what happens from there. Who's your biggest National League sleeper this season?
National League sleeper.
Team wise or player wise?
No, team-wise. Team-wise.
I kind of like the Brewers.
Brewers is
Actually-
tough, man.
I actually really like the Brewers. They got a really good lineup, and they got pretty good pitching. So I don't know. I always like the Brewers.
The thing
Kinda
with the
one of those
Brewers is
teams
going to be
that-
the starting pitching, though. I feel like
I don't see who you have their five. Do you know who their five are?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know. I'm not. Is Jimmy Nelson pitching or is he injured? What's the deal with him? Do you know? Because he was very.
I don't think. I think he started the year in AAA.
Really?
Yeah, but I think, but who's really good? Chase Anderson.
Chase Anderson is very good. I like Zach Davies a lot.
Yeah, they got a couple good arms. And Mason
That lineup is very good, man. Christian Yelich went 5 for 5 the other day.
Who
in
knows?
San
At the
Diego.
deadline, they can go out and acquire a big arm. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I like the Rockies this season. I'm a little iffy about their starting pitching also. But they have the bullpen.
Yeah.
So they got Wade Davis and Shaw and McGee back. Very good offense. Arenado is obviously one of the best players in baseball. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Joe, how about you?
I'm gonna go with the Giants. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I'm not big on them, man. You gotta be
Yeah,
You
honest.
know
they're
what?
Bumgarner.
I don't think the hype's around them because the only problem with the Giants is Bumgarner's out. That team is out. They have to stay healthy. Andrew
Yeah.
McCutcheon too.
How long
Yeah, I
is
think they got a really good lineup.
Do you guys know how long he's going to be out?
Bumgarner?
Bumgarner? Yeah.
I think it's 6 to 8.
That's devastating, man. They lost Samardzija, too.
And they don't have that deep of a farm either that they can just go and pull from.
Yeah, it seems like they're going for it this year. With Longoria and McCutcheon trades.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Hopefully it works out.
All right, guys. That'll do it for us. Thanks for listening. If you have any feedback, be sure to, slide into our DMs, leave a rating, review, and whatnot, and catch you guys next week.